Hey, Lori Smith of DaveandLoriSmith.com. Thank you for joining me on my back porch business. And, I had a thought. It's kind of a funny story. Um, but I wanted to kind of talk about MLM presentation tips and what happens when somebody tells you no and what that means to you, right? Well, let me start off by telling a story here real quick. So, a while back, my sister had asked me, hey Lori, I'm headed out of town, going on a cruise for a week. Could you please maybe possibly keep an eye on my chickens? She asked me to take care of these 10 chickens, right? She had them all caged up, and they had a little house that they stayed in and that they would lay eggs in. And she said, all I need you to do is to gather the eggs every morning, number one, and make sure they have their food, which is called mash, and water. And basically, that's all you need to do, right? And it needs to be checked on every day. And the eggs need to be collected every day. So I thought, well, that doesn't sound very hard, right? So I can do that. Well, day one came, and I went in. I filled up their container full of mash, right? And checked their water. They had water, so I gathered their eggs. And what's interesting is the chickens, they stayed to the back of the cage. They wanted nothing to do with me, right? But they kept their eye on me. And I didn't chase them around thinking, are you going to eat? Are you going to eat, right? Wasn't chasing them around the coop or anything. They were just kind of hanging in the back. And I thought, well, I don't want them chasing me, so I'm going to gather the eggs and get out, right? So day number 2 comes. The same process, right? So they know I'm here to present food to them and water. And then they get to decide if they're hungry and they want to eat it. Well, same thing, same experience. They kind of stayed towards the back of the cage. I just kind of glanced at the food to make sure that they had some or not. And it looked like it was still full. Kind of from a distance, I could see the food and their water. And I thought, well, they're fine. I'll gather the eggs and I'll go on my way. So that was day number 2, right? Day number 3 comes, and I enter the cage again, and I just glanced over at their food again, and this time they were kind of milling around, picking at the ground, not really caring about what I was doing, but they really weren't going to their food dish. And so I just checked, glanced at a distance. Hey, they've got food, it looks like. They've got water, great. I'll gather the eggs, and I'll be on my way again. Day number 4 comes. Kind of the same thing, only a little bit more aggressive, walking around, and I'm thinking, oh, they're just getting used to me, but it looks like they still have food, they still have water, and I'll gather the eggs and I'll move on. Well, day number 5 comes, and what was really interesting is when I got there, they were standing at the gate. And I thought, oh, how am I going to get past them? This is making me nervous now, right? So I walk up to the gate, and I opened it up, and they kind of scattered around a little bit, but yet they were still kind of hanging around my feet. And I thought, this is interesting. They're getting to know me. They're trusting me now, and they want to be around me. Because I had glanced over. They still had their mash, and they had water. So I gathered the eggs, and off I went. Day number 6 comes, and same thing. They're at the gate. And I opened the gate. I go in, and I glanced over, and I seen food, but they were kind of milling around me, and I'm thinking, you know what, am I missing something? Because it's kind of strange that they're just hanging around me. Chickens are usually, want to kind of get away from you, right? So I'm thinking, why are they hanging around me for 2 days now? So I walked over to their feeder, and their feeder was white, and the mash was kind of white, and then I could see the mash down in the bottom where it had little holes around the bottom. There's a picture of it here on my blog, but I thought, well, it looked like there was mash in there, but really what it was remnants, like the dust from all the feed that they had eaten. So I felt really bad, and I thought, oh dear, I didn't feed them yesterday, and that's what they're after. They're finally hungry. And so I went, got the fresh mash, put it in there, fresh water, gathered the eggs, and on my way I went. And I thought, you know what, this is a lot like network marketing when we present to people, right? Some people are interested right off the bat, and some people just say no. What does that no mean? Well, it could mean no, but basically what I found is it means no, not right now. So it doesn't always mean no, never. And, friends and family, sometimes they'll just hang in the background and watch what you're doing. And as you grow your business and you get excited and you keep in touch with them and you share what's going on, you don't press them for another presentation or please, please, please join my business. That would be like chasing the chickens around the coop, right? That's not going to do anybody any good. So basically what you want to do is do your presentation, right? You're going to present. Actually, you're going to invite somebody to take a look at your presentation. Once you do, they get to make a decision of whether they are interested or not, right? And if they're not, they're going to kind of back up a little bit and say, no, I'm not really interested. And what they're probably really going to do is watch you to see how you do. And you keep in touch with them and you share and be excited about things that are going on in your business, not asking them to join anymore, but basically just sharing with them the excitement that you have for your new business. And they see you start getting successful, then they start moving towards you, right? Which is a fantastic thing when they finally move to you and say, hey, I might be interested now. Timing might be right for me. So let's take another look at it, right? You haven't acted like you're desperate. And you're not chasing them around the chicken coop, and they're excited to join your business because they can see now that they can simply do what you're doing. Keep your invitation simple, keep your presentation simple, and people will see that they want to duplicate what you've done. So if you want people to follow you, then you want to be sure that you're duplicatable and that it's fun. So go out there, have fun with your business, and share it with the world.